Welcome to helpingtesters.com. Today we are going to cover about Introduction to Web Protocols. So far in our previous sessions, we have learnt about what is the meaning of protocol and how it is mapped in terms of Loadrunner. And also we have seen what are the various types of protocols that Loadrunner supports and how we can use, how we can map in terms of Loadrunner. So that's all we have seen just on a high level. Okay, now we are going to dig more in detail about web protocols and that too for web HTTP HTML protocol. Okay, so let's look at what are the various things that we are going to cover in our session. Various protocols available. I will take you through the virtual user generator and I will show what are the things, what are the various protocols that are available, and also I will show how to create a web HTTP protocol. Web HTTP protocol, sometimes it will also called as web HTTP HTML protocol. So we don't need to confuse if I say web HTTP or web HTTP HTML. Okay, and also we will be covering about virtual user generator overview, and we will also see various controls and use. Let's get into the virtual user generator. If you look at here, so once your Loadrunner setup is done, the complete setup I'm talking about. So once your complete setup is done, you will see these three components on your desktop, or you can find them on your programs. Okay, so in order to start the virtual user generator, definitely we must open the virtual user generator component. So this is the one which will be used for the scripting part, or we can use the test, we can create the test script using the virtual user generator. So I'm opening the virtual user generator. Right now I'm just to give an overview, I'm using a 12.53 version. So going forward, I will also take you to the latest version we have 12.55. Okay, let's look at, see, once your virtual user generator launched, you will see here some startup page and various menu options available. Okay, so I was talking about the protocols, right? So those protocols you can see by just clicking on new solution here. So these are the various protocol lists that are available. So here you can see the two sections here, single protocols and multiple protocols, and rest of these, mostly these are not widely used by industry. So these are single protocol and multiple protocols, these will be used. Majority of the times single protocol is the one which we use for the web application. So just I will take you through what are the various protocols that web application supports. So to support the web application, the very first that we use Ajax click and script. So this is very rarely used. Normally, we don't prefer to use this. This has some complexity side to develop this script, this kind of script. And SAP Web. This protocol is exclusively for SAP Web applications and True Client Web. So True Client Web is nothing but this is something works like a Selenium protocol. It will launch a real browser, and based on the real browser object, this protocol works. Okay, and above we were talking about web HTTP HTML protocol, right? So this is the protocol. 90% of industry for the web applications used by this protocol, web HTTP HTML protocol. Some people call it as a web HTTP, some people pronounce it as a full web HTTP HTML. And also if you get into other protocols like mobile applications, so True Client Mobile Web and also True Client Native Mobile. So these are the other two protocols that are also comes as part of web applications. And also there is one more protocol that is nothing but web services. Since web services are part of web applications, right? So that's why we are bringing this into web protocols list. Look at how to create web HTTP HTML script. So as a first step, you must select, in order to create a web HTTP protocol, so you must select web HTTP HTML protocol here, and you must give some meaningful name for your script. So let's say I'm giving the script name as demo. So and also you need to mention where you want to save the scripts. So right now I'm saving my scripts under C scripts folder. By default, if you are not selecting any specific locations, it will be saved under your documents. So once your Loadrunner installation is done, it will automatically create a folder under virtual under your documents or user documents a folder called vugen. It is nothing but virtual user generator. Some people call virtual user generator in short as vugen. Okay, so once you open it, you will find a folder called script. So these folders automatically created by the Loadrunner. So we don't need to worry about where you're saving. Just you need to be conscious where you want to save, because if you want to use them at a later point of time, so you must be remembering the path of where you're saving the script. So let's go and create this simple script that is nothing but web HTTP protocol. So I'm creating it. Once your script components have been loaded, basically you will see this is the first place that once you started creating your script. So actually, I will divide these into four pans. One is the menu pan, and another one is the solution explorer on your left side, and this is the script place or script component area, and this is the status area or nothing but it may be related to your script status and everything will be updated. Let's get into details about each of this pan. So once you created any new script, by default Loadrunner creates three files, or you can call them as three actions. One is vUserInit, action, and vUserIn. So these will be automatically created, and these comes with default once you create any new scripts, and won't contain any data or it won't contain any code as of now. Okay, so you must remember, by default Loadrunner creates or virtual user generator creates these three files: vUserInit, action, vUserIn. Why virtual user generator created these three files? We will discuss about them in detail in our later classes. So let's look at what other file it creates. Global.h, which is nothing but a header file. Since virtual user generator works on C language and all the components or the APIs for the Loadrunner, everything is built on the C APIs or C libraries. So it will try to import all those C libraries. So once you create any new scripts, by default this global.h also will be created along with this default three actions. So let's look at what is there. So as we know, as we just discussed, virtual user generator works on C programming language, right? So it imports by default, it will run these three header files. Okay, these three header files are required in order to run your web HTTP HTML protocol. If you want to create any explicit C variables, you can create them under global variables section. So you can create, I just created some new lines here. So these global variables, you can create any new C variables if you need to have them used in your script. Okay, so this is about global.h. Now let's look at what is the runtime settings. There is one more option which we have, it runtime settings. Runtime settings is nothing but, so once your scripting is done or once your recording is done, you need to run your script at least one time, or if you want to run in a controller, so this runtime set, whatever the settings that you have applied under runtime settings, based on those settings your script will run. We will have a separate session on these runtime settings. Okay, and the next thing is the parameter pan. So in this pan it will show all the list of parameters that we have created as part of script. We'll also have a separate section about what are these. And replay or run. So once you replay your script, it will show up all the replay content or replay log and the replay summary under this replay summary pan. Okay, now you are done with the solution explorer, and let's look at, so you would have already understood that, so whatever we click here, whatever we click on from your left side pan, so those content will be rendered on this right side content, on this first half of right side content. Okay, so this is actually rendering content, rendering pan that we can call it as. Now let's look at what are the various menus that are available. So if you make any changes, this save button will be enabled automatically. So we just can click on save to save those values, and this is undo and this is redo. If you make any script changes, those will be doing, and this is regenerate your script option. So let's say you have done some your script changes. Unfortunately, you made some mistakes in your script. So if you want to bring back your script to the previous condition, or nothing but previous condition here means the moment once you completed your scripting or your script recording. So this regenerate script option will bring back your script into the state of a fresh recording. And this is recording options. We will be discussing that in very soon in this class. And this record, this is the one which is actual to, this button is used to start actual recording process, and this button is for compilation or your script compilation. Let's click it and we will see what it says. Since Loadrunner by default or virtual user generator by default generates some of the C programs or C functions. So we can say each of this we use unit is a function, C function, and action is a user init function, action is a C function, and a user and also a C function. So we don't have any code in that, right? So we can easily compile them and we won't see any compilation error, and if we have anything it will show up here. See, it is showing once we clicked on the compile, it is showing that what are the compilation errors if we have any. Otherwise it won't show any errors. If no errors present, it will show it as a no errors detected. And this is the step-by-step replay. We will also look at these options once we started recording process. And this is for replaying your script, means once your script recording is done, so if you want to execute whatever you have recorded, we will use this button. And this is the design studio, so this is comes with some advanced options. And this is for commenting section. So if you select some set of statements and if you want to comment those statements, you can use this comment. And this is for start transaction and this is for end transactions. We will also get into more details about it. And this is one of the important options, so you can change the layout using this. So debug layout, there are various different layouts available with this: default layout, replay layout, record layout, plain layout, debug layout. So based on the situation, if you want to, it will simply merge the pan into different locations. Based on the your choice, you can select each of them. By default I'm using the default layout. And this is for show output pan. So this is the let us get into that. So this is just to show the output pan as of now, just remember it. And this is to show the steps navigator. We'll also get into that. And this is the thumbnail explorer, and this is the show snapshot. And this is for downloading content from any live HP network. Okay, just we will also look about this later. So now let's get into the other pan that we have at the bottom. So let's start with the errors. So if your script is having any errors, those will be read, those errors informations will be displayed here. And the snapshot pan, it will visualize the images or HTML pages that are available as part of your script recording. We will get into more details once we started our recording process. And this is output pan, nothing but if you, while you're running your script, whatever the content that it will show, the whatever the content or the output that it generates, everything will be shown here. Again, this output pan has a different sections: replay section, compilation section, and a code generation section. So we'll look at them later. And the thumbnail explorer, this is the some shortcut for, if we click that, so this thumbnail explorer will be highlighted. Okay, so this thumbnail explorer will show the again some sequence of page images whichever generated while you're recording. Okay, so as of now it shows it is disabled. You can enable it from the tools. We will look at it later. So these are the some basic overview of various controls available under your virtual user generator for web HTTP HTML protocol.